everyone, welcome back to JPWHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well and having a good start to your weekend. This is the preview of West Ham's 18th and last away London derby, and also our penultimate away game of the 23-24 Premier League season, where we travel to West London to take on Chelsea at Stamford Bridge tomorrow afternoon for a 2 o'clock kickoff, not live on any UK TV channel. As always, guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor, 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website. But as you can see from the icon that's up here, there's also some very nice retro gear in there for Chelsea fans, if any of you guys are watching, along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts made by Admiral and Umbro, so go check those out as well. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, as I always say, I'll be sending on to the charity Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area, and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter, as they're currently supporting over 60 separate food banks as of the time of this recording. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to your respective club shop, and you'll be helping those the less fortunate than you and I. Now, 3retro have told me that nobody's actually made any purchases since the start of the year through this link, which is a real shame, unfortunately. I understand the reasons why, because at the end of the day, guys, there's a big pinch on for everybody. You know, life's getting harder and harder. I know they do make some deals every now and again, but even if you can't afford to make any purchases through the link, it's perfectly fine. But if you still want to make a donation to Iron Supporting Food Banks, their link to the Just Giving Fund is in the description below. So by all means, please do click on that link. £1, £2, £5, £10, whatever you can afford. Believe me, it makes all the difference. Now, talking of the description, guys, as always, there's going to be timestamps in the description below. So if you can't stay with us for the length of the video, you're missing out, quite frankly. We've got some up-to-date information for you, especially when we're coming to the West Ham section of it. But if you can't stay around, then by all means, please do click wherever you wish to listen to. And of course, please do like, share and subscribe. And please do put your comments in the comment section at any point. Now, as always, guys, let's start off by talking about the officials. Unfortunately, regardless of this being on telly or not, we have Andy Madley as referee. His assistants are Harry Leonard and Nick Hopton. The fourth official is Darren England. On VAR, unfortunately, we have Peter Banks, and his assistant is Mark Scholes. So, yeah, not really happy with this. Now, our last 6 away trips to Stamford Bridge doesn't make good reading. We've won once, which is obviously that Creswell goal under Pellegrini with the now infamous, rather than famous, the infamous David Martin game. We've won 1, drawn 1 and lost 4, scored 3 goals and conceded 9. David Moyes has managed against Chelsea for most of his Premier League career, and his away record at the Stamford Bridge and in the Premier League shows he's won none, drawn 7 and lost 12. Now, as of the time of this recording, because as you guys know, Chelsea played on Thursday night. I was out Thursday night, so this is the up-to-date information for the as it stands. Chelsea are 8th in the table with a game in hand over us after 34 games, winning 14 games, drawing 9, losing 11, scoring 65 and conceding 59 on a +6 goal difference on 51 points. Now, of their 17 home games in the Premier League, they've won 9, drawn 4 and lost 4, scoring 37 and conceding 25 goals, so a plus goal difference of 12 at home. And the last 5 home games, they're undefeated, won 4 and drawn 1, obviously because they beat Spurs 2-0. It always happens, doesn't it? Now, at home, their highest goal scorer is former Hammers summer target, no surprises, Cole Palmer with 15 goals and 2 assists. And their highest assister so far this season is another former Hammers summer target, Conor Gallagher, with 4 assists and 1 goal. Imagine what could have been if we brought those 2 in, huh? Now, their highest aerial duel winner at home is Diazy on 2.9 aerial duels won per game, but he's currently being assessed for an injury. We'll go into that a little bit more detail in a minute, with Cole Will right behind him on an average 2.8 aerial duels won per game. Now, we know what's at stake here for both teams. Obviously, I think Chelsea are probably going to be doing a bit more of a push for Europe more than we will. If we can get all 3 points out of this game. Now, you guys that have been watching the channel for a while, I don't normally do this sort of talk, but I have to at the minute, because obviously they got a game in hand. They're 2 points above us. If we win this game, we go 1 point above them. If we draw, nothing really changes in terms of the table. But as I say, obviously everything's going to be different at the time of this. By the time the game kicks off at 2 o'clock, because obviously the games would have been played today by the time you guys get to see this. Now, and of course, we're ninth in the table at the minute. Chelsea are 8th, as I've just said. Either team could be lower down. We just don't know what's going to happen at the minute. So, but as always, guys, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you're thinking on this. Now, in terms of injuries, Chelsea have got Gusto, Chilwell, and Chukwuemeka. I think you pronounce that. I've no idea. They're all out with a knee injury. Silva is out with a groin injury. Sanchez is in partial training. Silva's got out with a groin strain, I should say. But all are being assessed at the time of this recording. Fofana is out with a knee injury. Lavia is out with a thigh injury. Fernandez is out with a pelvic injury. All three are out until pretty much what looks like the end of the season. Hugo Chukwu, I think you pronounce that, and Reece James are out until next Saturday with their respective thigh injuries. Colwill, as I said earlier, he's got an ankle injury. Raheem Sterling's out with a lower back pain, and also Nkungi. I'm crap with these names, you know that. He's out with a thigh injury. They're all waiting a late fitness test for the game tomorrow. So that's a lot of injuries with Chelsea. But at the same point, they have a ridiculously high-numbered squad. So, yes, there's a lot of injuries, and some of those are key players. But I think Pochettino is going to be fine with this selection in comparison to what we've got. I really, really do. No, that's no disrespect to West Ham. I love the club, but they are still a few steps. They're not as many steps as they used to be over the last couple of seasons, but they are still a few steps higher in us in terms of squad depth, quality, etc., etc. So, okay, guys, let's turn to West Ham now. There's a lot to talk about. And in a way, it all does affect this game. Guys, I try to keep things as specific to the game as possible, but Christ almighty, since the last time we saw each other and we spoke to each other, a hell of a lot has changed since the Liverpool game. Now, obviously, there's conversations with David Moyes and Stidham, where Moyes has basically banned him from any squad interaction. He's been banned from the training ground. He's been banned from pretty much talking to anybody in the backroom staff, the whole lot. Which is totally understandable. I don't blame him. I don't blame Moyes in any shape or form. I do generally think that Stidham was the one that has blabbed managers to the press. I really, really do. I really think it is, because let's think about it. Yeah, before Moyes came in the second time, much less before Stidham came in, we heard no rumblings at all, with the exception of Karen Brady blabbing to Sky Sports when we were like 2 hours away from signing Martin O'Neill in the season before we got relegated, which we ended up getting Avron Grant as a result of it. Since then, we have bar the people that have been on like Knees Up Mother Brown forum, etc., an hour or so or a few hours beforehand, we never found out that we were getting Allardyce until, as I say, like late minutes. You know, same with Bilic, same with Moyes in both instances. Pellegrini as well, for that matter, a day or so beforehand, because everything was kept behind closed doors. Doesn't seem the case with Stidham now. It really doesn't. There's genuinely no other logical explanation for it. Now, from also what we're finding out about it, because of that, it does seem that Amorim is still in the conversation with the club to take over. Lopetegui is, no surprise, still favoured by cheap Al Sullivan, because there's no compensation. Apparently, there's a lot more conversations going on with the Portuguese manager, literally down because of the fact that, we've got just loads of conversations because we're trying to lure him in. Amorim is favoured massively by Stidham. Sullivan agrees, but would rather prefer to bring Lopetegui in because there's no club compensation as a result of it. So, as I say, what we're doing is we're talking about the 36th game. So after this game, guys, there's only 2 weeks left. So will David Moyes tell us? I personally think that he's told the club he's not renewing the contract. He's told the players he's not renewing the contract. There's no other explanation for us to go out and talk to other managers without knowing what David Moyes is doing. Now, I may be wrong on this. I know that everything is very, very hush-hush, And I'm kind of contradicting myself at the same point when obviously saying, because obviously Seidon would have gone, yeah, he's not renewing, therefore this is why we're talking to these players, these managers, I should say. That may come out where are we? A week and a half, 2 weeks time, just before the end of the season. Or David Moyes might do what he did when he left Everton for Man United, say on the last game of the season. Yeah, I'm not renewing my contract because I'm going to Man United. Many, many possibilities. But let's get back. As I say, as always, guys, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you're thinking on this. But let's get back to the actual game itself now. As I say, because I think I've touched on it, but I might do some content in the coming days. Obviously, now we've got no European football to talk about. There's only going to be one, maybe 2 videos a week. So I might do something in the week. I don't know. But anyway, turning to West Ham injuries. Mavropanos is 75% chance of returning from his knock for this game. George Earthy is returning slowly from concussion protocols, but he's only about 50% chance of returning. Aguerd is still more likely to be out for this game and possibly, very likely, could be Luton. If not, Man City. If not, I don't think we'll ever see him again, to be honest with you. I really, really don't. So, guys, let's do the penultimate part of the video. Let's talk about the starting 11. Now, apologies for the Liverpool preview, because I realised that I didn't talk about the reasons why Paquetá hasn't been starting in my starting 11s recently. I think it's pretty obvious to most of you guys. I just don't think he's good enough anymore. I still think he's a quality player, makes some great passes, but I think he fucks about too much. I think down to the fact that that he gives the ball away too easily. Otherwise, we wouldn't have conceded that Liverpool goal or that Fulham goal, for that matter. It's stuff like that kind of thinking, well, yeah, you've had your time. You're. I'm not going to use the cliche of a one-trick pony. It's not happening. It's not in any shape or form. There's many strings to his bow. I'm more worried about keeping hold of Kudus and Alvarez in the summer than Paquetá, quite frankly. I prefer those two over him. I really, really do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. But this is the starting 11 that I would put out if I was in charge of West Ham United. And, of course, let me know who you would do if you were in charge. Areola in goal, with a back four of Soufal, Ogbonna, Casey and Emerson. Alvarez in the defensive midfield positions, with James Ward-Prowse supporting Antonio, Kudus and Cornet, with Bowen up front. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I do appreciate you sticking around this far. We will be doing this watch along from 10 to 2 tomorrow afternoon, so please stick around for that. If I can't see you, have a fantastic weekend. Please do like, share and subscribe. Give us your comments at any point, of course, as I've said about numerous times in this video. By all means, please do share this if you can with people that would like to see the channel, because at the end of the day, guys, we've had a few people unsubscribe recently, which is perfectly fine. But it'd be nice to see the numbers going up rather than going down. And of course, likewise with viewing figures. So if you click the like button as well, it gives more advertising on YouTube, and therefore more people get involved, and etc, etc. But in the meantime, guys, I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I hope to see you tomorrow. All the best now. Take care.